Hamza, is NDC worried about what's happening today, or concerned, or interested?
I think that the appropriate word is not worried. The NDC is concerned, largely because we are entrusted with the responsibility of ensuring that in the next 4 years, we lead a stable democratic dispensation for the benefit of the good people of this country. And that includes the members of the new patriotic party. So as part of our concern as a government, it would be the objective of this government, and hopefully so, that indeed the Congress, or the primaries they call it, would be conducted peacefully in accordance with the rule of law, and at least, most importantly, with focus on the protection of lives out there, especially the delegates. So the NDC is concerned as a government, and we hope and pray that the NPP would be able to conduct themselves in ways that are acceptable. But my brother,
I've heard MP people say that you are trying to produce a candidate for them, and that candidate that you are trying to produce for them should be avoided because you cannot help them choose a warrior.
Yes, I have heard statements to that effect too. On one brave, we have
that the government is very interested in what's happening. Yes, that you have deployed, and you're even helping with money to outstage.
That is falsehood, because we are dealing with a political party that even if you look at our own internal contest that we had before the 2024 elections, we did not have envelopes flying like the way we have them. Oh no, absolutely not. For the election of a flag bearer, President John Dramani Mahama. Give me an example of a situation where we had envelopes flying with branded.
The president publicly paid 40 cedis per delegate. That is commendable. 40 cedis.
I'm going to allow me to.
But you're asking him to give you evidence.
Yes, I'm telling you, he didn't have evidence.
But he's giving you the evidence.
What happened was that, remember that President Mahama, as flag bearer, was going for re-election. And so there was the need for the party, or for him to assist the party, provide transportation.
Exactly.
And he issued a statement in line with democratic transparency to that effect, and said that he had made those monies available to the constituency executives to assist them.
I'm just giving you information.
So, but that's the point. And so you did your mathematics and said that everyone was supposed to get 40 Ghana. Today, we are talking about 1,500 Ghana cedis per delegate from an opposition political party. Historic. This never happened.
Yeah.
But 40 cedis in 2015 or 2020?
Oh, no, just 2023.
2023.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a big deal. At the time, the CD was very good.
At the time, the CD was not good. The CD was not good. You should also remember.
Yeah, so that's money still. It's still money.
I'm not discounting the relevance of 40 Ghana. I'm just telling you that the differences are quite glaring.
Okay.
As compared with what we are having today for an opposition party.
Okay.
And so, Moro, for me,
Umaru.
Oh my goodness, sorry.
Sanders.
So, my apologies.
It's fine.
And so, for me, the issue has to do with how prepared the NPP is in terms of their own commitment to doing what is acceptable when it comes to our democratic dispensation. That is a concern. But the NDC as a party is not interested in who becomes the flag bearer of the party simply because the NDC thinks that that person will be beatable or otherwise. Our major concern, like I intimated, is the protection of our democratic space.
Right, to be in your interest that they produce a weak candidate that you...
Oh, it will be in the interest of any political party that its opponent presents a weak candidate. But I can tell you, around this table for free, that if you look at all the candidates that are contesting today, even the NPP in their bedrooms knows that none of them has what it takes to lead this country. We know their track record.
Are you sure?
Quite clearly. We know they are.
When you don't even have a candidate yet.
Is it? And you see, that is the beauty. We are not even there. You see, when we raise these issues, now the spotlight is on them. They are agitating and positioning themselves to be an alternative government as far as 2028 is concerned. Let us concentrate on those that they are parading. Look, we all know the track record of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who clearly will be elected at the end of the day. We saw what he did in this country from 2008 to 2016 when they eventually won power. He moved from lecture hall to lecture hall, carrying the messages of hope on behalf of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He gave beautiful lectures about how to resuscitate the Ghanaian economy. He told us that with the help of, what's his name, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, they will be able to transition from a third world country to first class. Indeed, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo had confidence in Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia to the point that he communicated to all of us in plain language that Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia would be the chairman of his economic management team and would be in charge of the economy of the Republic of Ghana. True to his word, on that tangent, you can't take it away from His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo retired. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia became the chairman of the economic management team for 8 good years. Moro, what didn't we see? No, as far as our economic fortunes are concerned.
We saw Napo say that among the people in cabinet, Dr. Bawumia was the most knowledgeable. I think that's what.
But what was the effect of that knowledge on the economy of this country, and the lectures he delivered from university?
It was COVID and Ukraine that worried us.
Oh my goodness, God! There were many other African countries who were doing better than Ghana, even in that era. Many. Why was it Ghana? Ghana was the only country that had issues with Ukraine. And that of COVID? Absolutely not. And you see, but it was the same Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia who told us that if the fundamentals of your economy is weak, the exchange rate will do what? It will expose you. So to the extent that Ghana suffered hugely from the effects of COVID and Ukraine, should tell you that our fundamentals were quite terrible. And even prior to that, the IMF country rep, is it Christian Laporte or something like that, if I got the name right, have indicated that Ghana's economic fundamentals were already troubling and in a dire state before COVID and Ukraine happened. That's true. So that tells you the track record of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Another key important feature is the issue of integrity. The question you need to ask yourself today is whether Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has that integrity. Because if you juxtapose what he told us prior to 2016 and his record in government, it raises serious issues.
He wasn't the driver, he was a mate.
You simply cannot tell us that, Moro, people must do politics of principle.
Yeah.
If at a point in time that Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia felt that he had no authority in the government, nothing prevented him in principle from resigning from that government and continuing at the party level to instigate change.
Or stay inside,
inside
and bid your time and take over and fix it.
Absolutely not. Especially when you were the driver, as far as the economy is concerned. You can't tell us that. Then you come to somebody like Brian Agyapong.
The driver of the economy is in ice. He's not he's in ice right
Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia was the chairman of the economic management.
So
and he took credit when in the first year of the government, when the economy appeared to be doing well, and he's still taking credit. So some of the government policies that are being referred to today. And so he cannot be seen taking credit when it is in his interest and attempt to do away from it.
So you are not afraid of Dr. Bawumia? You don't think he is a viable alternative?
Absolutely.
What if Kennedy emerges winner today?
And you see, Moro, and that brings me to the kind of
politics. The next time you call me Moro, I'll call you
Moro. But this same thing.
That's the thing. This Dagbando behavior that you are doing to me now. I'm Fulando, not Dagbando. Inus Afuzeni taught you all of this. Anyway, continue. Yes.
So you see, that brings me to the issue-based politics I spoke about. Umar, you see, this is not the position of the National Democratic Congress. Since the MPP started this contest, I have been quite clear in terms of my preferences, because I believe that irrespective of our partisan affiliations, as a people, we must all agree to keep certain personalities far away from the presidency of the Republic of this country and from our politics. Because of how divisive their politics have been in the past and can be in the future, because of how their kind of politics poses an existential threat, not just to their own political parties, but to the stability of our democracy as a whole. And such people, we must all agree, whether CPP, PNC, NPP, UP. We must agree that UP, that these people must be kept far away from our politics and our
Who is this person?
Kennedy Agyapong.
You find him, you don't
absolutely. Look, Umaru, you see, I'm trying to look for the appropriate way so that I don't come across as insulting and reflect the very character I'm trying to keep at bay when it comes to our politics. But you see, in this country, when President Mills was president, we heard him he made open calls for one ethnic group to attack another. We follow his utterances, even in this election. Look at how divisive he has been on the issue of ethnicity and religion. And you all know that these twin pillars of cultural identity, religion and ethnicity, if it is not handled carefully, could actually cause a serious rift as far as our democracy is concerned. And so for me, there are no ifs and buts about his candidature. It must be in the interest of every well-meaning Ghanaian to ensure that we keep his likes far from our politics and our presidency. And that is why I feel that whatever the decision out there today is, the NPP people must also do us that national honor of keeping him away from our politics.
The people who support him say that
he has changed.
Yes, in fact, Dr. Keke Sapon said to me in an interview that let's look at the major parts of him and leave the minor parts. So if there's an issue with emotions and character, at least he has other things going for him. Look at them. I interviewed someone like Kweku Kwarteng. He says that we are tired of the suit-wearing politicians. We need the guy who, you know, behaves the way Kennedy is behaving. It's similar to Donald Trump, and that's the kind of person we need as a country. And that if the economists have failed us, the professors, the lawyers have failed us, let's go for Kennedy Agyapong.
You see, that would be suicide.
The maverick.
Umaru, you see, when it comes to leadership, emotional intelligence and character are important ingredients we shouldn't take for granted. We saw it in this country. Somewhere in 2007, far away in London or so, the same NPP primaries, His Excellency former President John Agyekum Kufuor had cause to caution this country and the NPP to be mindful not to elect a candidate who was full of tension, because his election could spell doom for the new patriotic party. But what he failed to add was that his eventual election as president could be dangerous to our country. The NPP refused, said all manner of things, branded Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as a leader who is forceful, strong, and committed to the national cause, even against the wishes of His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor. 8 years down the line, Ghanaians were fooled into believing that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo had changed. We brought him as president. Imoro, under the Fourth Republic, even journalists found it extremely difficult to practice their profession in peace in this country. Some of them had to be flown out of this country. We lost the likes of Ahmed Swale, may his soul rest in peace, because of the activities of his government. Our economy was subjected to ruins. Even the same political party Nana Addo wrote to become president today is struggling because of his legacy as first a leader of the new patriotic party and president of the Republic of Ghana subsequently. So it is not only Ghana that is suffering the effects of Nana Addo's bad leadership choices. Even the new patriotic party today, in its current state, is struggling largely because of that legacy. And today, you are inviting us on another dangerous trajectory to consider the candidature or the possible candidature of Kennedy Agyapong on the basis that it is possible that he has changed. We saw the possibility of change and how it was sold to us, and the effects it had on our country and the political party NPP.
So you don't believe
and
that?
I don't think that this is the time for us to attempt to entertain that gamble again. We must do everything within our power to keep his likes away from our politics.
Let me bring in